On August 2nd, 2008, Standard & Poor's rating service concluded, despite apparent losses by AIG and its subsidiaries of $5.4 billion, the company rating should not be changed. And I find it troubling that S&P essentially decided not to change AIG's ratings despite clear signs the company had a liquidity problem. How much responsibility, Mr. Greenberg, do you think should be placed on ratings agencies for failing to provide consumers with a proper and well-researched rating?
Look, I think the rating agencies should be regulated. I think that the rating agencies at one point, as you know, called some of the real estate assets AAA, these new securities, then later on withdrew the ratings. In a way it was, I thought, not as responsible as it should be. I do think they should be regulated.
Well, did you, by the way, did you have a chance to read the Time magazine piece on AIG, how it became too big to fail?
I have it in my reading. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay. I want to go to the question about the counterparties, particularly society.
About which?
The counterparties.
Yeah.
AIG FP counterparties, the Société Générale. Many of AIG's counterparties were very sophisticated financial service firms in their own right. At some point, long before the implosion in late 2008, many of them began to understand that AIG was in a vulnerable position. For example, Société Générale issued a June 2008 sell recommendation to holders of AIG shares. Now, logic dictates that if these firms understood the overall weakness of AIG, then they should have known that the company may ultimately not be able to pay out under the terms of the credit default swaps. Yet, Société Générale did little to hedge their investments or further insure their capital in response to this information. To what degree was the counterparties' failure to act part of the problem? How much blame rests on their shoulders?
Well, I think they should have acted, but I think also it goes back to what I was talking about earlier today about how to try and help the taxpayer with respect to the problems that exist at AIG. If there were guarantees issued rather than cash, it seems to me that would have made a huge difference, not only to AIG, but to the taxpayer. That was done, as you know, for Citigroup. And I see no reason that I can think of that guarantees were not used. If the Fed said we're going to stand behind AIG Financial Products, it would have essentially put a AAA stamp on FP during that period of time, and the counterparties would have had no, I don't think, any recourse but to take a guarantee. That would have made a major difference, not only to AIG but to the taxpayer. They would not have had to put out as much money as they have done so.